The power of preparing for the process, the iconic evolution, the empowered living, the prosperity in motion, the dear future wifey. Whatever the desires, whatever the goals, the dreams, and the visions that you have for your life, you are preparing yourself to go through a process. Everything valuable that you've ever accomplished in life went through a process. Whether it be your family, your finances, your future, there's a process and there is power in preparing for it. Now, remember, preparing does not mean perfection. Preparing means that you make something ready to receive or to distribute. You prepare to receive a newborn baby. Now, that doesn't mean that when you get home, everything is going to be perfect, right? But you must prepare so that you can minimize the confusion and the chaos, right? You get the car seat, you get the room ready, you get the necessary items that you're supposed to have before bringing a newborn baby home. Now, does that mean that when you get home, everything is going to work out perfectly? No. And you know that. But we do know that if you're not prepared, if you don't have a car seat, you're not leaving the hospital without a car seat. If you don't have diapers or wipes, then you know there's going to be a lot of big problems. Maybe some small, but it'll be a lot of them, okay? That's when you create chaos and confusion in your life. And remember, where there's a lot of confusion, there is less productivity. Think about it. You really can't be productive if you really don't know what's going on. If you're confused about something, if you're confused about an assignment, how can you be productive in that assignment? So today I want to talk to you about preparing for your assignment, preparing for your goals, preparing for your dreams, and the things that you need in order to prepare. Now, also remember, preparing does not look the same for everyone and for every situation. There's different situations that take different preparation, okay? Just because you prepared this way last year does not mean you'll prepare the same way next year. Now, some people get stuck in that saying, I'm going to keep doing it the same way that I've always done it. It's worked for me like this before. It'll work again. Yes, probably it could possibly work again. But the question is, are you at the same level? Are you doing the same things? Because if you're trying to go to another level, you cannot keep doing the same things that you've already done. Because what you did got you to that level. You may need to change what you do to get you to the next level. Because there's seasons, those seasons change, your environment changes, the people around you change. For instance, as an educator, we have to come up with and we have to prepare a lesson plan. Now, the lesson plan is the agenda for the class. You have what you're going to do, what activities you're going to do, how long you're going to spend doing this, what assessments you're going to do. All of those things are part of your lesson plan. Now, I cannot prepare the same lesson plan every single day for every single student. I can't prepare the same type of lesson plan that I would prepare in August when I'm getting to know my students that I would prepare in May when the students are ready to get up out of school, because the lesson plan has to be different in order to get different results. So the question is, what type of results are you trying to get out of life? Because if you're trying to get different results, then you may need to prepare and plan a little differently. Now, you cannot give every class the same lesson plan. Think about it like this. You know the people, us educators, we know the students in our class that may have a challenge of moving around the room. So there's some classes that you may give an activity to where they can actually move around the class, but there's other classes that you know if you give them an activity where they have to move around the class, then there may be confusion and there may be chaos, because every situation is a different preparation. Now, if you're trying to prepare different situations the same way, then you're going to get a chaotic result. Think about it. For some of you, you're in a season where you're ready to excel to a higher level, but you're not prepared because you're trying to do the same things you did when you were at a lower level. Think about it like this. If I am here at level 0 and I'm trying to get to level 1, there are certain things that I have to do to get to level 1. But when I am trying to get to level 2 and to level 3, those are going to bring about different situations. It may bring about different challenges. And so I have to prepare differently based on the level that I'm trying to go to. So if you're trying to stay at level 1, then keep preparing like you're on level 0. I'm just saying. Now, this is where everyone that is trying to ascend in life should prepare first your minds. You got to prepare your minds for a change. And you hear a lot of people say you got to change your mindset. And that is so true. Another thing you have to change, you got to change your people. Sometimes you may have to change the people that are in your circle. You might want to change your position. What that means is you don't want to stay at the same level, which means you want to excel. So you're going to change the position. You're going to change the way you position your life. You're going to change the way you position your opportunities. You may not do things the exact same way. And then you're going to change the way you prepare. Okay? Now, I cannot prepare my lessons the same way I did in 2015. 2015 was pre-COVID. Everybody didn't have a Chromebook in the class, and lessons back then were in notebooks. In 2022, everybody had a Chromebook. So all the lessons had to be more centered or geared around technology. And if I kept trying to teach them the same way I did 6-7 years ago, I wasn't going to get my desired results. So remember that you need to prepare your minds and you need to prepare your hearts for the people change. Now that's a tough one for a lot of people. And the reason why that's a tough one is because, we love people. We love those that are closest to us. And we're going to have to prepare our hearts that we might have to change some of the people we're around. I was at a conference and one of the speakers said it like this. He said, many of us enjoy keeping the same people in our circles, but you may have to sanitize your circle. And I was like, ooh, he said sanitize your circle. So sanitizing your circle is cleaning up the circle that you have, because if you want to go to another level, sometimes those people that are in your circle are not trying to go to the same level that you're aspiring to. And he also said the people that are in your circle may be hindering you from preparing yourself for the life you were created and you were put here to live. Your assignments are different assignments. You may have an assignment to be living on level 10, and that person's assignment may just be to level 2. And either way, it's okay. But even when you have a circle, some of those people will be removed from your life so that their influence on your life cannot interfere with the future that you were called to live. But are you prepared for that? That's why I keep saying there's power in preparation. Are you prepared to shift your environment? Are you prepared to shift the people in your life? Are you prepared to elevate in your position of life? Are you prepared to prepare your life differently? And remember, again, I'm going to say, preparation does not equal perfection. That does not mean that you're going to have to clean up everything in your life before you can start going after your dreams and goals. That does not mean that everything in your life has to be perfect. That doesn't mean that, you're not going to make mistakes and fall short of your purpose. That just means that when you prepare yourself, there's a better chance that you'll be more productive, you'll be more prosperous, and you'll live more purposeful. And another thing, you want to prepare for the change. Now, change is challenging and change is a choice. And you all are iconic. Men, women, we all are. But will you choose to be iconic? Because you were created to be iconic. But are you going to live in the iconic purpose that was placed on your life? Now, this was another nugget from the She Rose League conference, and everyone was created to be prosperous. But will you change your mindset to understand that you are created to live a prosperous life? And remembering that prosperity, it's not just about money. It's about living a fulfilling life. Prosperity excels much further than just money. You were created with a purpose. And with every purpose, you were created to live an abundant life. I'm just saying. And everyone was made to evolve. As you grow in life, as you go in life, you're supposed to evolve. Hopefully, you don't do the same things that you did when you were 5, now that you're 25. So think about it. You evolved over time. But the thing about evolving is that evolution means that you're experiencing some uncomfortable times in life. Like when you evolve, it's not always comfortable when you're going through those different seasons in life. Think about it. When you were a teenager and you were evolving into your teenage years, and you may have been going through hormonal states, a lot of that was uncomfortable. However, how can you ever ascend in life or ascend to another level if you never experience any type of uncomfortable situations? Or whenever something gets uncomfortable, you pull back or you stop or you don't do what you really wanted to do because it was kind of uncomfortable. Now, let me tell you, and I like to make sure that I share my experiences, because believe you me, I am not where I aspire to be. I'm not where I want to be yet. However, I'm not where I used to be. But in order for me to get to where I want to be, I have to put myself in some uncomfortable situations. And at the She Rose League conference, there's a brunch. Okay. Now, picture you're walking into this room. There's wonderful people all over the place, and there's all of these iconic women in the room. And I walk in and I know my purpose, and I know that I'm in this room for a reason. But I enter the brunch and I walk in, and there's women that are there that are at the level that I aspire to be at. And I'm like, okay, this is uncomfortable. I want to speak to them, but what do I say? How do I approach them? And I was looking at myself as, okay, I'm not worthy. I'm just little old me. I mean, think about it. Like, let me tell you a few people. You had Grammy Award winner Yolanda Adams in the room. You had from Mary Mary, Erica Campbell. You had Evangelist Kingdom Sniper Latrice Ryan. You had editor-in-chief of Essence Magazine, Nikki Taylor. I mean, that's just to name a few people. They were there. Like, I was right there in the same room with them. And I had to calm myself, and I had to prepare myself to be in rooms with people like this, because if that's my goal, that I want to be a worldwide motivational speaker that's speaking on stages all across the world, I have to prepare myself. In order to be there, I have to be comfortable being there. So what I did, because I'm preparing myself to one day be on that stage as a keynote speaker, I listened, I took notes, I paid attention. Like, there were some people talking in the back, and I kind of gave them that side eye, like, I wish I would stop talking, because I'm trying to get my vision on, okay? And I was like, okay, after the brunch was over, I walked up to a couple of them. I shook their hands. I told them how much, it was a pleasure meeting them, and it was, awesome to be able for them to share their time with us. I expressed my gratitude to them, and I was like, okay, Tracey, I am preparing myself for that next level. It was uncomfortable but at first, but how can I expect to achieve that same goal if I would have walked out? If I don't walk into that uncomfortable state. So stay at the comfort level you want if you want to. But is that really where you want to be? Some people, hey, do you. And I always say, do you. Because you stay at the comfort level you are at, even though that level is not the level that you want to be at. But it's easier, it's more convenient. But the question, are you truly walking in your purpose for your life? Because listen, if you're walking in your purpose, then chances are you will experience some persecution. You will experience some negative feedback as you rise to the next level of living. Now, are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for the haters? Are you prepared for people to talk about you? I always tell people this. People are going to always talk about you. They're going to always have something to say. They'll talk about you when you're down. Oh, girl, look at her. I thought she was, I thought she had it all together. They'll talk about you when you're up and when you're doing good. Girl, look at her. Who does she think she is? She thinks she all that. Please, she a sellout. I mean, so if people are going to talk about you regardless, you might as well excel and don't let what they say bring you down. Like, why stay down here just because somebody is saying something negative about me? Why stay low when I know I'm supposed to be high? I'm just saying. Because this is the thing. You must prepare your mind and your heart for those closest to you to not understand you, to not understand where you're going, to not understand your purpose, to not understand your vision in life, because everyone is not going to understand, and everybody is not meant to understand, because it's not meant for them, it's meant for you. And as long as you understand what you're supposed to be doing, and as long as you understand your purpose in life, and you walk in what you were called to do, that's all that matters. But guess what? They're not going to understand why you move differently. They're not going to understand how your life seems to be moving in a different direction. And it is okay, but are you prepared for that? You got to prepare, because there's power in preparing yourself so that you don't allow what others say to stop you and what others don't understand to hold you back. Trying to explain to them why you're doing what you're doing and explain to them all the things that you're doing. You keep going. You keep rising. You keep doing what you're supposed to do. And that's all that matters. But it takes preparation. Now, preparation of your heart, preparation of your mind, preparation of your body. Your mind is your mental, that's your thoughts. You have to think differently to get different results. Your heart must be in the right place. In whatever you do it with a clean heart so that it will prosper and you'll be fruitful. But when you do things out of envy or you do it out of spite, you will reap weeds and you will have karma coming back to you in life. And think about it. What do weeds do? Weeds tear up a harvest. So if you want to harvest in your life, then you need to make sure whatever you're doing it from the heart. Prepare your heart to be a service to others. And then prepare your body. That's your physical. It is the flesh. You must discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. Discipline yourself. Preparing to live an empowered life, an iconic life, a life with prosperity, a life of purpose. It takes time, energy, effort, and a lot of times an investment, which could be money, but all those things are investments, and you got to prepare to invest. Because if you don't want to give any time to your dreams, how do you expect your dreams to actually manifest? If you don't take care of yourself, how can you expect to reach your goals? Like for me, I remember 2019, and this is in the book, but for those who don't have the book, I experienced a health challenge. Now, this health challenge was like major. And when I say major, it landed me in the hospital. And, you know, if you don't take care of yourself, your body is going to tell you, hey, I can't do it anymore. I give up. I had this health challenge because I did not stop to take care of myself because I didn't have time. I was teaching, I was coaching, I had my own cheer company, my own business. I had 2 all-star teams. I was coaching the middle school team. So, hey, I had a little pain in my side. I ain't got time to stop to go get it checked. And it almost killed me. Literally, and I'm not exaggerating, because I literally was living on half of the amount of blood in my body that I was supposed to be living on. I actually was living on only 2% iron when you're supposed to have 35% iron in your body. And it wasn't until I was laying on my back in the hospital bed where I had plenty of time to meditate and plenty of time to prepare myself for my next level of living. Because my body told me, hey, you have to be disciplined enough to self-care also. You're so busy trying to take care of everyone else and make sure everything else is good to where you're not taking care of yourself. And I know I am not alone in this. And I know there's plenty of other people out there that you do the same thing. You take care of everybody else. You take care of the husband. You take care of the kids. You take care of your parents. You take care of the people at work. And then when it comes to you, you put yourself on the back burner. Now, how do you expect to have a higher level of living if you're dead? That's what I had to say to myself. How can I expect to have a positive impact on the world if I'm dead? And I know that sounds so harsh. However, it's the truth. Like, in the hospital, it was clear to me that my next level of living was to expand my impact further than just in the classroom. And not to minimize the classroom, but if I expand, I could reach far more people. Then I had to prepare myself. And that meant that I needed to take care of myself. And I can't prepare the same way that I used to prepare, because I would prepare and not eat. I would prepare and just go. I would stay up all night creating routines for cheer competitions. That's what I did to prepare for those things, but I did not prepare to live my life in healthiness. I'm just saying, you can't go to the next level of living if you don't prepare your body and discipline your flesh. So remember, there is power in preparation. Wherever you are in life, it is not too late. Start now. It is not too late. If you want to live at a different level, start now. Start preparing your mind by taking in more information through books. Get the book, The Power of the Peace. And I'm not just saying get the book because I wrote the book. I'm saying get the book because it talks about the principles of living a purposeful, prosperous, and productive life. Go to conferences. I don't just tell y'all to do this. I do this myself so that I can increase my knowledge. Watch the videos. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Watch the videos and remind yourself, this is important. It's not about perfection, but it's about progression. So, like I said, I'm not where I am striving to be, but I'm not where I was last year. I went to the same conference last year, but I had a completely different vibe about my life. And what I took from that conference, I used that information to change my way of thinking. And from that conference to now, I have done so much more than what I ever thought or what I ever imagined that I could have done. But I know that's not it for me. There's more for me, and there's more for you too. Remind yourself, this is important. Your history does not determine your destiny. Just because something happened in the past, don't stay stuck in the past. Oh, well, it's easier said than done. Actually, you just got to change the way you think about it. When you start changing your thoughts, when you change the way you think about yourself, that'll become easier to leave the past in the past. Because I got a past. The people that know me, they know my past. But guess what? My past does not define my destiny, because I have a destiny for my life. I have a purpose. I have a calling on my life. And just because of my past, the past is the past. You have to be able to let your past go. And then remember, you must be prepared to prepare for people that are not going to finish with you. Just because they started with you does not mean that they're going to finish. Think about a game. Think about a basketball game. Sometimes the starters start, but you sub out people that are on the bench. And sometimes the starters do not finish the game. Most of the time, if it's a good team, most of the time, the starters will start, and then by the fourth quarter, the starters are all sitting on the bench. Think about that. So the people in your life that may have started with you, the people, you'd have been rocking with them your whole life, they may not be the same people that you are going to finish this journey with. They may not be. That may be your history, but they may not be a part of your destiny. Don't forget that. Remember, you got to prepare your heart for that, because you have to prepare your heart to release the old and to receive the new, because people will come into your life that will use their power, their influence, and their ability on your behalf to help you achieve your dreams, your goals, and your vision in life. But if your heart isn't right and isn't open and isn't prepared to receive them, you're going to push them away. You're going to push the people away that were sent to you. You are their assignment. You are someone's assignment, and if you don't prepare your heart to receive them, you are going to miss your blessing. I'm just saying. Think about it. New circles, new rooms to walk into, new tables to sit at. And I heard someone say this: your net worth is determined by your network. Who do you network with? Look at your net worth. That's how much are you worth? What's your value? What are your assets? And then look at who you network with. Are you networking with people on another level that's going to get you to another level? That's not to say don't think about the people from the past. It's not to say, we're just going to leave everybody behind. But if they don't change their mind, if they don't prepare themselves to come on up with me or with you, then what do? Are you going to stay down because they're not ready to come up? I mean, just think about it. And then prepare your body by controlling your flesh. Where do you go? What do you do? Are you prepared to be disciplined for this process? Because remember, again, you are preparing for the process. Every goal, every dream, every vision that you have for your life is a process. It is not an event, and there's power in preparing. So, if this message has inspired you in any way, please like, share, follow, subscribe. I'm on YouTube at Tracey D Armstrong. You can find more motivational on my Facebook group, Motivational Moments with TDA. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all the social media platforms, and also the power of the P's. I was talking to y'all about that. The principles to productive, prosperous, and purposeful living. It is still available online at Walmart.com and at Amazon. And then make that investment. It's a $20 investment that can actually change your life. And then you can also catch me on my weekly podcast, What's Your Mess? Mental, Emotional, Social Status of Life. And that's where people share encouraging stories of what they've gone through and how they overcame those messes and those situations in their lives. It's very encouraging, especially if you're going through some type of situation in your life. It can really help you see which way to go. And then, last but not least, if again, like, share, subscribe, and I'm Tracey D Armstrong. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.